Local 4 News starts now with a forewarned weather alert.
There's your live look at Exact Track 4D radar. All clear now. That wasn't true earlier in the day, and the threat of severe weather is far from over.
And take a live look outside right now from our Mount Clemens sky cam. They saw a whole bunch of rain there earlier today, but for now, it looks to be just cloudy.
A lot of rain earlier. We mean it. This is video from Sky 4 over Chesterfield Township. Look at this. Streets flooded throughout an entire subdivision. This is the Brycewood sub near I-94 and Cotton, north of 23 Mile Road.
Wow. Now check out what it looks like on the ground. Live pictures from that same subdivision. Folks living there dealing with a real mess from all the rain.
So storms aren't going to be the only threat either. We're going to be dealing with here over these next 48 hours. You start stretching it out.
That's right. We're talking about extreme heat as well. So let's get over to Brian Sherman. He's in for Kim Adams tonight. Hi, Brian.
Hi there, Kimberly and Devin. Definitely an active start to the day today with strong to severe thunderstorms, but some good news. Exact Track 4D radar quiet for the moment, but we are tracking just a few showers in some of our northeastern communities, well to the south of Sandusky, right around Quaswell and right around Port Huron, and working along the lake shore as well. Outside of that, while we're dry for the moment, I am looking for more thunderstorms overnight tonight and into Thursday as well. We combine that with a heat advisory that's been issued for Wayne, Washtenaw, Lenawee, and Monroe counties until 8 o'clock Thursday night, as these areas stand the best chance to see those 105 heat index readings heading into tomorrow afternoon. You can see on our temperature map that warm air is starting to surge into the region from the southwest to the northeast. While at 68 in Sandusky, we're up to 75 in Pontiac, almost 80, sitting at 79 at Metro Airport, and it's 91 right now over in Lansing and 91 in Adrian. That's the heat and humidity that will continue to move in overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning. So while we're calm for the moment, I'm bringing thunderstorms back into the forecast after midnight tonight. Some of those could be strong to possibly severe before another round moves in late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, but we do get a break from the active weather by the end of the week and into the first half of the weekend. I'll break down both our thunderstorm chances and the high heat and humidity for tomorrow. The details in your forewarned forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Brian, our other top story at 5, we are awaiting charges now in the abduction of newborn twins that sparked that Amber Alert overnight Sunday into Monday morning.
That comes as police announce 4 arrests in the case, and now we're getting a glimpse at a potential motive. Sean Lay has been on this story ever since it broke. And Sean, so what can you tell us about these arrests?
Let's get right to it, guys. A 23-year-old female arrested and charged in this, along with another female. She is just 16 years old. 2 males charged in this, also both teens. One is 18, one is 19. Sources are telling us tonight this was an actual kidnapping for ransom. I'll repeat that again. Actual kidnapping, according to sources, for ransom. Here's everything we know right now to bring you up to speed. Sources confirming to Local 4 tonight that the shocking abduction of 14-day-old twins was planned out and executed allegedly by a 23-year-old woman along with 3 teens ages 16, 18, and 19. Sources also confirming to us the motive behind the abduction was kidnapping, and the kidnappers were allegedly going to demand ransom money from the mother and father of those precious twins so they could get their boys back safely. The timeline: the twins were taken from the Quality Inn on Plymouth in Livonia around 9 Sunday night. By 6 Monday morning, an Amber Alert was sent out statewide as state, local, and federal law enforcement officials were frantically trying to locate those babies. By 10:30 Monday morning, 2 people walked those twins into the Detroit Police 9th Precinct on the city's east side. Tuesday afternoon, Livonia police revealed they had 1 woman in custody. Tuesday evening, police revealed they had a total of 4 people in custody. Police arresting the 16-year-old girl and the 18 and 19-year-old males, all inside one home in Detroit. Back here live, we're here at 16th District Court in Livonia. There was a slight chance late today that these people, the 3 adults, 23, 18, 19-year-old, charged in this, would appear in court and be officially charged. 16-year-old is being held and handled by juvenile court, but the charges will come officially tomorrow right here. Kimberly, Devin will learn a lot more about this case once they are charged. Back to you.
Okay, we know you'll continue to follow it. Sean, thank you. A Detroit father is charged in the deadly shooting of his 8-year-old stepson.
Yeah, prosecutors say the child found an unsecured handgun That gun ended up firing. 26-year-old Armani Robinson is facing several charges, including involuntary manslaughter, second-degree child abuse, and tampering with evidence. Victor Williams following this story. And Victor, in cases like these, defendants don't typically talk. Today, a different story.
Yeah, that's right, and we'll hear exactly what this man had to say in just a few seconds. But from the looks of it inside the courtroom right here, it appeared this man wanted to kind of turn back the hands of time, knowing that it was just a few crucial moments that will forever change his life, and then on top of that, has taken another.
26-year-old Armani Robinson is facing multiple charges in the death of his girlfriend's 8-year-old son, including involuntary manslaughter, second-degree child abuse, and tampering with evidence. He appeared before a judge for what's being called an extreme case of negligence that turns deadly. It's alleged he bought a stolen gun off the streets about 2 months ago and had it placed in a backpack that used to belong to his 7-year-old brother. Fast forward to this past Saturday, and his girlfriend's 8-year-old son found that bag after it was left downstairs in a place that was easily accessible. Tragically, that 8-year-old shot himself in the head and passed away after being rushed to the hospital a short time later. But what happens next is what the prosecution is calling a clear sign of the defendant's criminal mindset. It's allegedly after the kid was shot that he went back into the house, taking both the backpack and gun, hiding it in his car. It's also said that he tried to hide the casing, taking it out of the house and hiding that in his neighbor's garage. In today's initial appearance, Robinson even went as far as asking the judge if it was possible for him to go to the child's funeral.
What's your question, sir?
Your Honor, I just wanted to ask, could I please go to my son's funeral and be there for my fiance? Just this one time, I will turn myself back in, I promise.
And so from what we understand, the judge said that the next judge that this man is going to have to see is going to be the one to make that decision. So of course, we'll let you know what happens out of all of that. But Robinson is pleading not guilty. He was given a bond in the amount of about $250,000 cash. If he is able to make that, he's going to have to wear a GPS tether on top of that. Yeah. He cannot be around any type of children or weapons at all. Victor Williams, Local 4.
So tragic. All right, Victor.
The driver who police say hit and killed Vivian Carmody and injured Eastern Market CEO Dan Carmody appeared in court today. 28-year-old Jacob Moralik of Romulus was in court this afternoon. He faces several charges, including operating while intoxicated, causing death. Police say he was high on narcotics when he drove onto the sidewalk, hitting the Carmodys while they walked to dinner last Friday. His bond has been set at $250,000. His next court date will be a week from today.
UAW President Shawn Fain held what the union is calling a practice picket today outside the Stellantis plant on Detroit's east side.
That comes with just 22 days to go before the current contract with the Big Three expires. Pamela Osborne live tonight. Pamela, the union continues to take a tough stance as the days tick down here.
Kimberly, Devin, I have to tell you, UAW members have zero reservations. They say should it come to it, they are ready to strike here.
The time for game plan's over.
There was no fear on the faces of UAW members, only determination.
Since 2010 of bankruptcy, we've been constantly giving, and now it's time for us to receive.
Union President Shawn Fain says auto workers are in agreement, with nearly 99% of them prepared to put today's practice picket into motion should a deal not be reached by September 14th.
They say they want to get there, but actions speak louder than words.
Us auto workers, we've suffered in a lot of ways. The companies are making millions, trillions off of us, but they're taking from us at the same time instead of giving back.
Workers say it's necessary.
And we're trying to bring back everything that we've taken away.
In addition to that, Jason Bastian, who works at the Mac plant, says the tier system has to go.
They're doing the same exact job on the line every day. However, one's making more, one's making less, but it's the same job. That's not fair to the working man or the family that they have to support.
And these practice pickets were just that, practice. They weren't stopping anybody from getting into work, but they are certainly designed to keep the energy up. And there was a lot of energy here today. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib among those walking today in that march. We'll have more from her tonight at 6. For now, reporting live in Detroit, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Okay, Pamela, thank you.
The lineup for the first Republican presidential debate for the 2024 campaign is set, though the party frontrunner won't be there. Former President Trump opting to deliver his message to voters elsewhere. Alice Barr is in Milwaukee as Trump's rivals are trying to seize the moment to break through tonight. Alice?
Devin, in many ways, tonight's debate marks the official kickoff to the 2024 Republican primary. So for lesser-known candidates, it's an important opportunity to reintroduce themselves to the nation.
A showdown today in Milwaukee, where 8 Republican presidential hopefuls are set to square off, looking for a breakout moment.
You guys ready to get this started?
Entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy will be center stage alongside Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
You've aligned yourself in a lot of ways with former President Trump, but how does that leave you a lane for yourself as you're running?
Well, look, I'm aligning myself with the America First agenda, and I want to take that to the next level.
North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum hoping to make the debate stage after a leg injury during pickup basketball landed him in the emergency room overnight. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson putting his outspoken criticism of former President Trump to the test, despite poll numbers showing it's turning many voters off.
You're going down that path, but do you think it's working for you or against you?
I think it's important to the voters that we take it head on and say, this is the truth. Donald Trump can't lead us to victory.
The former president and frontrunner choosing to skip the debate, releasing a competing taped interview with Tucker Carlson, a senior campaign advisor defending the move.
If you're ahead by 50, in some cases even 60 points, you don't need to go and debate someone who's at a half of a percentage point.
Mr. Trump instead preparing to turn himself in Georgia, where he and 18 co-defendants, including former Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani, who surrendered today, are accused of trying to illegally overturn the 2020 election. While the former president fights the charges he fiercely denies, his rivals fighting for the spotlight in the first Republican primary debate.
The debate runs from 9 to 11 o'clock Eastern tonight, and in order to qualify, candidates had to meet strict polling and fundraising criteria and agree to support whoever becomes the Republican nominee. In Milwaukee, Alice Barr, Local 4.
All right, Alice. Trump's absence leaves DeSantis, according to the polls, as the leading candidate on stage. And you know what that means. His campaign is circulating a memo to supporters and donors saying the Florida governor is prepared to be the center of attacks tonight.